Most of the time, people who come visit to Lima end up with a good idea of what it is, a city with many wonderful things to offer and nice people, but also a place trapped by a chaotic state of traffic. It's true that its citizens are starting to change their mind, set into a desire of sustainable and eco-friendly lifestyle. However, ideas like owning a car means a better status still remain. Since August 2014, the commercial center known as Real Plaza Salaverry started its operation and in doing so attracted a lot of people not only from Jesus Maria, increasing the traffic volume on the avenue. This research will focus in a smaller but quite important scenario, the possible construction of a third lane in Salaverry Avenue. The firm has mentioned that it will involve the reduction of a part of the cyclone route, the relocation of some trees and cutting down some of them.
Research aims to give a present economic valuation of the cycling road, the amount of the green areas and their positive effects to the people from Jesus Maria. Then estimate and give a log change structure of the negative effect produced by the actual level of traffic, pointing particularly to the percentage that the Real Plaza represents. After that, propose an alternative solution to improve the lifetime wealth of all the agents and estimate its cost. The research hypothesis is the following. The solution proposed by the Real Plaza involving the third lane will only be a short-term solution for traffic. In the long term, a higher volume will move by the avenue and the solution level will rise in consequence.
The problem that this research tries to address has its origin in the way that Real Plaza handles their own traffic flow and how this time waste has a negative impact for them in revenues, but also an external impact to the Salaverry Avenue traffic volume. Because of it, a major urban environmental problem is derived, involving noise pollution around a residential area, greater levels of concentration of CO2 emissions, and the possible diminish of green areas and cycling road. That actual level of air and noise pollution affects human health and the environment itself.
On the other hand, the public organisms that have to participate on the solution are the Jesus Maria and the Lima town halls. The project present by the commercial center needs to be approved by actual Lima's mayor, Jorge Muñoz, taking into account that he has another project in validation, Lima's cycling roads master plan to connect every district. Also, the Jesus Maria mayor, once the proposal has the approval, needs to give a public declaration to the district citizens and wait to see their manifest act if them react positively or not. On contrast, if it doesn't get the approval, the authorities should do something to mitigate the levels of traffic and pollution. Under this scope, the environmental policy should be created and applied to push the commercial center somehow it the alternative solution.
The municipality of Jesus Maria has included the loss of green areas among the main problems that must be faced during the next 4 years. On the other hand, the Real Plaza Salaverry Mall mentions that they are looking for rearrangement of vehicular traffic in their surroundings. This is in search of easy access to its facilities, which will make more people come to them and therefore increase the consumption and the revaluations of the stores due to the greater demand that they present. In this sense, they would obtain an improvement in the quality and variety of the service to which consumers aspire, as well as the generation of formal employment for young people, the revaluation of properties close to business.
To the present month of June 2019, the CEO of Real Plaza Salaverry, Daniel Duarte, presented a plan in conjunction with the real estate company Neurbe, in which they mentioned that they will spend approximately 50 million soles. This, in case the project is done, will be used to finance the whole cost of the process of rearrangement of the green areas and the construction of the third lane in the Salaverry Avenue. This study also makes it possible to know the cost in an asphalt pavement in a section of 1 kilometer in the Salaverry Avenue. The analysis is in a period of 30 years and has a discount rate of 4%.
From here, we can obtain that the total cost in terms of present value for the flexible pavement installed in the Salaverry Avenue is $4,448 million per lane kilometer. The CEO also said that they plan to close 2019 with a growth of 5.1 in revenues compared to 2018, which would be equivalent to approximately
504 million soles and with more than 9.2 million additional visits compared to the previous year.
With respect to the environment, although the construction of a road has the objective of providing a service to people, it produces irremediable changes in the environment. On the one hand, most of the problems occur in the construction phase, altering the land environment where the road will be built. On the other hand, the other part of the problem will be seen after the construction of the rail with the pollution of cars. It could be divided into two major types: environmental pollution, caused by the gases that expel vehicles and other pollutants, and noise pollution, caused by the noise that they produce.
Conclude, as it was mentioned before, this problem begins with the idea of opening a true lane in Salaverry Avenue. Obviously, this idea was postponed because the neighbors of Jesus Maria protest for the reason that this construction could affect the green areas and the bike path that is becoming an alternative for transport. Also, this decision can have some positive and negative externalities. On the one hand, this construction could create new jobs and relieve vehicular congestion. On the other hand, the reduction of green areas and the incentive of using private cars have negative effects on human health and environment, like air and noise pollution. In addition, a city like Lima cannot allow a reduction of these areas because they are limited and they have a cost that unfortunately has no price. But from the point of economic view, the presence of this brings benefit for human health.